All right, everyone, we are taking a first look at Super Mario 3D All Stars. I want to say collection. I don't know for whatever reason, even though it's not called collection. This came out in September. We are covering this a little bit late. Just haven't had a chance to get around to it. Right. If you don't know what this is, probably add a little bit of backstory. If you boot up the Super Nintendo app, I think they've added the All Stars collection, right? Back in the day, um, on the Super Nintendo, so Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3 came out, the 2D side scrollers on the NES, and then they've remade those games. Remastered. No, remade. It was remakes, right? They remade those games for the Super Nintendo, so added like 16-bit art style and graphics and everything. And it was a collection of Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3. I mean, there's more to the story of 2 wasn't really. Oh, Lost Levels was in there also, yeah. So it was 1, 2, and 3 and Lost Levels. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. So that was for the 2D games. They kind of did the same thing here for a lot of the Mario 3D games, the 3D platformers. So we've got Mario 64 from 1997 from the N64. We've got Super Mario Sunshine from 2002 on the GameCube, and we got Super Mario Galaxy 1 from the Wii. A lot of people saying, well, they didn't add Galaxy 2. That's strange. Some people even say that Galaxy 2 is better than 1. But for whatever reason isn't there. And the only other one that is missing, obviously we got Odyssey, which is a Switch game. It came out on the Switch, so they wouldn't have that in the collection. The only other one that is missing is Mario 3D World, which is coming out this month. That was a Switch game. Sorry, that was a Wii U game, and it's coming out on the Switch this month, and it's gonna have new DLC and everything. So you can kind of understand why they didn't put that on the collection, because they did the whole package for that. So this is coming out as part of the 35th Mario anniversary. The other thing to keep in note about this game is they've gone out of their way to say that it's only going to be on store shelves until March. So if you're interested in this game, you only have up until March to pick it up. The rumors are, nobody hasn't confirmed this, that after March they might like sell each one of these games individually. We just don't know. It the Another interesting thing is the sales figures just dropped, because Nintendo had their quarterly earnings report and they just dropped the sales figures for this. It's sold over 8.3 million. I think that's worldwide. So it didn't sell like like other first party Mario gangbusters, right? It didn't do 20, 30 million. The only reason I point that out is if you decide not to pick this up, like it's weird. I cover games and we do first looks, whatever. And if you enjoy the game, I don't ever tell you to go pick it up. That's a choice that is up to you. Especially, but the thing is with Nintendo games, especially first party games, because Nintendo tax and they hold their value. Um, if you have the slightest bit of interest for this game, like I would say, like before March, make sure you go pick this up, because what a lot of people think is this might go up in value, because after March, if they do what they said, and they stop shipping it, or even make it a digital release, this is like good value for money, because 3 games in one, and like they've been knocking this down for sales wise as well. So it hasn't been holding its price, especially over Christmas and January. This was on sale a lot. Um, so yeah, just something to keep in mind, because even like 8.5 million is still a lot. Maybe by the time it goes off of store shelves, it might hit 9 or 10 million. But like 10 million isn't enough where, oh, I can go pick this secondhand used in a couple of years and I'll just find this everywhere. Like people might hold on to this game. So if you do have any interest, just keep that in mind, because with the collection market and the resale value of Switch games, they hold their value. I can totally, like, even to a point I was like, maybe I should pick up another copy of this one I can keep sealed, because like it's one of those things where limited run games like that, and even big official first party Nintendo ones, um you can see like gaming is in a weird place right now, and the value of games and how they skyrocket. So That's kind like I would have went me personally. Like I own N64, I own a GameCube, and I own a Wii, and I own all three of these games. The only reason I literally picked it up was because of that. I was like, oh, it might, because I'm not the biggest. I prefer 2D Mario over 3D platformers. I'm not the biggest 3D platformer fan. That's the only reason I went and picked it up. Anyway, so those three games are in here. Options wise, like you can press the option button and you can change the language. After you go into each game, you can change like the control schemes up, but that's about it. That's the only options you really have for each game. They've added the soundtrack for each game. I don't really want to go in here and like, play the soundtracks. You know how Nintendo can be with their music and everything. But yeah, soundtracks for each one of those games. So we'll take like a 20-minute look at each game, 25-minute look at each game. And we'll go through over like all the changes and what they've improved, because when they originally did that Mario All Stars, every single game was like remade with higher res graphics and everything for the SNES. They haven't really done that here. Just quickly, like this is Mario 64 is 720p. It's not widescreen. It's still locked at 30 FPS. The biggest improvement they did is probably with Sunshine. It's now widescreen. It's 1080p. It's still 30 FPS locked though. And Super Mario Galaxy is also 1080p. And this is the only one out of the games in the collection that is 1080p. I'm hearing it doesn't lock to 1080p. It can drop now and again depending on what's going on screen. But yeah, so 720p, 30 FPS, 1080p, 30 FPS, and widescreen, and 1080p, 60 FPS. These are like actual 1080p, like up-res them and everything. So let's jump into 64 first of all, and then we'll jump over each one. So there was a little bit of hoo-ha. This game has been out a couple of months now, and everybody's like gone over it with a fine-tooth comb. There was a little bit of hoo-ha because a lot of people were not really happy with the amount of work they put in. They said, well, they could have done more because they was expecting more, like they did with the original All Stars. But they have done some work. All the games have had their UIs improved. For Mario 64 here. They've also replaced some textures like randomly of certain things like paintings and a few of the enemies that looks really bad, but mainly this is just like basically a up-res. I think most people are mainly mad about this one because with emulators and all those kind of things, you can actually get this in widescreen and at 60 FPS because the community has done a lot of work to kind of like do it themselves. So I think that's why a lot of people were upset. But there was My Life in Gaming actually did a very good video on just this game out of the collection, and it's actually a very good, like, people like, sure, there's not enough and you can argue that they haven't done enough with it, but it's actually the best version of Super Mario 64 we've ever had. Apparently, like, the controls are very tight. The controls are very tight, and they finally got the movement and everything right, and it feels very snappy. I know there was another on the Wii, because you had N64 WiiWare games. There was also a version there of this, but that was obviously 480p. So yeah, this is the highest res officially from Nintendo, highest res version we've ever had. So, you know, sure, I know it's not, you know, it's got borders on the top and the bottom. It's not 1080p, but like you can see here, the artworks, they've done the artwork on a lot of the painting frames and the text and certain enemies that we'll probably be able to see. So yeah, this was the original. If you don't know what this is the original first ever 3D platformer they did. A lot of people classes this as one of the greatest games ever made, or one of the most important games ever made. because this kind of picked up the whole 3D platformer genre, you know, and they've just basically built on from this. So um and a lot of games that all the games you will see in this collection, you will see that they are based on the same kind of formula. So obviously this was for the N64 controller, so you can use your right stick to move the camera, but it's still emulating the N64 controller, which literally had 4 yellow buttons that were like to move your camera. So it's not like a free moving camera. You tap it to turn once, you tap it to turn again, you tap it to turn again. But yeah, you got your like your butt stomp, you can do your like big leap, and you got your back flip, and then you got your free jumps. So yeah, it's that game that we all know and love. It's definitely the weakest out the collection. Like I personally came to this for Sunshine. I feel like you played this one mainly for nostalgia purposes. There's a big speedrunning community around this game, and apparently they didn't add the version that everybody uses to speedrun as well. I don't know if the speedrunning community is going to pick this up and this is going to be the version they use. Because obviously, like, you know, there's versions that come out and people find bugs with it and everything. Like, this is not the version that the ROM that the speedrunning community use. So if you're a speedrunner and you're interested in that kind of stuff, just keep that in mind. So there's like certain skips that won't work. Yeah, before I started up stream, I was doing some audio tests and everything for these games just to get them set up before stream. Later on, when we see Galaxy, I was like super impressed. Yeah, let's just quickly play a little bit of this, and then we'll jump on to another world, and we'll just quickly have a look at everything in the collection. It still totally plays fine. Oh, okay, I hit up on the right stick. Well, I did that. Okay, also, you press the minus button, then it gives you like the options here, actions, and you can go have a look at the options quickly. You could play with modern or classic controls. What that does is just like inverted camera or not inverted camera. This has had a patch actually since it's come out, because originally for Mario Sunshine, people wanted inverted controls because the way that game plays and what you do in that game. So they have patched it to add back inverted controls into that game. Other than that, I don't think it's had any major changes. Yeah, I wouldn't really call it bare bones, but like last year we played for example Clubhouse games, right? And like they added so much charm to that, and like so much stuff to the UI. People were maybe expecting that they would have done more here with this as well, but you know, yeah, it would have been nice. At the end of the day, you're only going to be coming here for the games, really. So will be fascinating to come on. It will be fascinating to see like what actually happens in after March. Uh, do they stop selling it? Do they go digital with this? Does each game come out individually? So that you can't buy them piecemeal anymore? Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, you in each world you jump in a through a painting, and each painting has a certain amount of stars to collect. You have to do certain tasks to unlock those stars, and then you jump back out, and then you use those stars to then open other doors in the castle. So we've got 2 stars now. For example, that door requires 3 stars. Uh, what's in here? It takes the power of 8 stars. Open that. Yeah, I think I remember there's 1 star here. Have a look. Mario, my castle is in a great peril. I know that Bowser is the cause, and I know that only you can stop him. The doors in the castle that have been sealed by Bowser can be opened only with star power, but there are secret paths in the castle, paths that Bowser hasn't found. One of those paths is in this room, and it holds one of the castle's secret stars. Find that secret star, Mario. It will help you on your quest. Please, Mario, you have to help us retrieve all the power of the stars in the castle and free us from this awful prison. So Peach, got herself kidnapped again. But yeah, as you can see with that text there, though, and like the Mario Live stuff, they've totally done some, like, they've up-res the UI, or maybe even redrawn some of it. This is the first game I got on the N64. Yeah, it's really, like, it's because Super Mario World is, I think, one of the greatest games ever made, and one of my favorite games. Like, I have nostalgia memories for this, but like, and it's cool just to have it. I was never like the biggest Mario 64 fan. I played the hell out of it though. What else? Ooh, what's in here? Like, they literally made the N64 controller just for this game. The analog stick and the weird way you hold it, and let's go. All right. You want to take that? Oh, we might be able to see. Okay, come on. One of the characters that actually... Oh, no. Okay, I was moving too fast. Speed Runner Extraordinaire. We might be able to see one of the characters that... enemies that they've actually, like, up-resed, or I don't think they've redrawn it, but like, you can see some of the work they have done. I know the internet was all hoo-ha about this to make it look like they haven't done any work, but they have done something. It's bare bones, but like not totally 100%. It's still the best version of 64 we've ever had. Okay, this is gonna work. Okay, maybe I don't mess with that piranha plant. Still kind of early Mario games. You kind of gotta be precise with your movement. All right, so this is one of the enemies. If you see the original version, this enemy's face just looks like you can hardly make it out if you're playing on a HD TV. So yeah, they've clearly gone back in and touched up like certain things on certain enemies. Like not everybody, some of the text, some of the paintings, some of the enemies. Just to like make it presentable enough. You know, because 720p now, I'm playing this on a 50-inch. Most of you probably playing this on a 42-inch TV at least, right? Sorry, that's me messing with the camera. I just want to know how much you could zoom out and zoom in. Yeah, they followed this formula all the way through. Even Galaxy, which we're going to check out later on, it still follows the same formula of like collect those star pieces, and the star pieces unlocks a different section. But they stuck with this formula for a long time. I haven't played Odyssey, so I don't know what they do in Odyssey. You know, so their foundation for what started it all. We open another world before it's in here. That goes back outside. Go to the garden. What's interesting is what I think is a more interesting story. There was a version of this game that was on the DS or 3DS, I think. Like obviously it didn't have the graphics power, but they added loads to it, like the other casts, like Yoshi and stuff. I think. Anyway, like. And they added like gameplay changes in there, and that would probably be a lot more work for them to add that version in. But that would have been more interesting though, to get like a HD-fied version of that game. So I think like it was like, for example, Luigi would have his signature floaty jump, and you start off as Yoshi. And all right, yes, let's do an underwater secret. There's wall jumping. All right, let's do this, and then we'll jump into the next game. Because I think Odyssey is the same, but you get moons instead of stars. There are special caps in the red, green, and blue blocks. Step on the switches in the hidden courses to activate the cap blocks. Okay. I mean, I know it's way different now, but when we were kids, This was literally like mind blowing to play back then. What was it, like 95, 96? I can remember getting a headache playing this game because my eyes had never seen 3D polygon graphics like this before. And like yeah, and then I can remember, so I begged my mom for N64, and we were a poor family, so like it's like not something we could just out and out afford, right? So it was like a you had to save up and make a purchasing decision. But anyway, begged my mom for the longest time to get me a 64. That was the biggest SNES fan. Get Mario 64 with it and Wave Race. And I can remember the first day I played 64 for so long, Mario 64 for so long, I had a headache and my eyes were hurting. And I didn't want to tell my mom because, you know, like poor family, and like I had begged for this 64, and the last thing I wanted to say to mom was, "Oh, yeah, I have a real bad headache playing this game." So I can remember reading the manual, going, "What's going on? Why have got a headache?" And they had like like, you know, those weird warnings of, yeah, you might get eye strain, stay away from the TV, and they probably even knew that a lot of kids was not gonna be used to playing in a 3D world. After a while, it just became the norm, and everybody got used to 3D worlds. But it's a weird story that I still remember to this day, and I got used to it after a couple of days. I can remember, oh my god, I was like, don't tell mom, she's gonna be so mad. You asked me for this, and we spent so much on it, and now you're saying the game gives you a headache. So yeah, and, I mean, the point was like, it was like mind blown. Like we had never seen anything like this before. Well, I had never seen anything like this before. So, yeah, I was impressed from a technical standpoint, but like obviously when they did the jump to 3D from 2D, I always felt like the worlds felt empty. That's why it was never one of my favorite games of the Mario games. And in the long run, I wasn't like that impressed. I always felt like, yeah, there's like, it doesn't feel like a living, breathing world like Super Mario World felt like. You know, there was like enemies walking everywhere and just going about their business. But here it was just like, yeah, it was impressive graphics for the time, but the world just generally felt like empty, you know? This one is definitely more of a, it's interesting to go back to for nostalgia purposes, because like in the grand scheme of things for gaming, like this game is so important. How do I open these? I've got to open them in the right order. 1, 2. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Prosumer. Yeah, and that's the basic gist of it. The more stars you unlock, find more doors to open, more paintings, and each painting is a different world that you literally go back in, and like that world isn't just that. Once you find one star, it will open like totally different routes and different paths, and expand the world, expand the painting, or yeah. So it wouldn't just be that what we saw there. The game does open up quite a bit. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're back out. We're jumping to Sunshine. Sunshine starts a little bit slow, so I might skip past the intro a little bit. We'll see. We're back in a sec. Oh yeah, you could just return to title screen from here. You don't have to reboot the game or anything. Minus button, title screen. Loading times now are pretty fast. Yeah, straight away off the bat, you're gonna notice with this big change for this is obviously first of all 1080p, like I was saying, but is mainly that Rumble subtitles on is mainly that widescreen. Like it benefits so much, and for like the cutscenes because there was pre-baked cutscenes and animated video. I think they've up-resed it somehow. It doesn't look the cleanest. Uh, but yeah, they've added some kind of up-resing to it. So we'll watch a little bit of it and then I might skip a little bit forward because this game takes like 20-30 minutes to start.
What's this icky paint-like goop? It's moving!
No, no, boys! Don't touch that stuff!
You can't skip it also. The text, they've definitely done some work on. What's funny about this game though, because obviously like this for controls wise, this is majorly different. The GameCube controller actually had analog triggers, and the Switch doesn't. Even on the Pro controller. I have a bad feeling about this. So they had to change the way the buttons work and everything, and how you. So the big gimmick with this game was it's like still Mario. It builds on what 64 did. 3D platformer, but in this they give you like a water pack, and the whole thing with this game is somebody sprayed graffiti everywhere and you're charged with the person who sprayed graffiti kind of looks like you. Won't do spoilers. They tell you that in the beginning of the game, so they charge you with cleaning up the city and everything. So yeah, it has like a overworld, and then from that overworld you like you in 64 you had paintings. Like you find different sections that you unlock that take you to different bits of the world. The overworld doesn't look as good as the rest of the game. Like when I was testing audio stuff, I was like, oh, the overworld stuff looks kind of not as bright. But as soon as you go into the actual worlds, aka like Mario 64's paintings, it looks very good. So yeah, you go to pools of water to refill your water. You have a hover, so you can hover jump using your water, and you have like a free aim, pressing a different button, and or you can just shoot water in front of you. So like there's your hover mode. Press a button to change it to fire in front of you. There's you can do a spin on your. If I remember correctly, if you do a spin attack like that, and then you got a free aim where you hold fire and then you use left stick to free aim. L is your like map button. And then you can lock your camera. So yeah, you basically just gotta clean paint wherever you see it, and all the enemies you defeat are kind of based around that. Let's just do this first section and then I'll jump forward a bit. again, star bits you collect. I haven't like yeah, I've actually haven't played a lot of this game. I think this collection I mainly picked it up for this. Like I played a lot of 64 on Galaxy. I haven't played a lot of this. I didn't
Nice work,
have a
Mario.
GameCube, but I picked this up because my Wii was backward
Is it some
compatible.
sort of pump?
It's just one of those games I put in my collection. I was like, oh, I'll get to it at one point. And you know, now that there's a 1080p widescreen version, I was like, okay. It's weird that like a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with this game. Some people really like it, and some people think this was the weakest out of the 3D Mario games.
Court is now in
But
session.
even with that, I've seen a lot of people say, wow, like widescreen fixed this game perfectly. Like it was almost like it was meant for it. Because it's so colorful, so it adds so much more to the to what you can see and what you can view. All right, anyway, so this he gets basically charged here, and then he has to clean up the whole the city and everything. All right, so we jump back because this is like takes about 10 minutes to start. I don't want this video to go on forever. As soon as you get to the first overworld, we'll be right back.
Have determined that this darkness has arisen because all of our guardians, the Shine Sprites, have vanished from their gathering spot at the Shine Gate. The reason? It's quite obvious. This horrible graffiti is to blame. Behold this sketch of the perpetrator based on eyewitness descriptions. The truth is obvious. The guilty party sits among us. It is none other than Mario.
Objection!
Overruled. I judge the defendant guilty as charged. I hereby order the defendant to clean this entire island. Until Isle Delfino is completely free of his vile handiwork, Mario shall not be allowed to leave. Court adjourned.
Princess, look! On the statue's head!
And there's the Dark World Mario, alternate Mario, whatever you want to call him. Probably seems like that's who's been doing the graffiti, and that's why they're getting blamed for it. And what do you know? The princess gets herself kidnapped again.
Mario.
Uh-oh, which way did he go? Which way did he? See him. Yeah, I'm not really using this to show off what the game looks like, because now that I know now that it's story related why this hub area is dark. But once I defeat him, we'll open up painting style. Oh, not fair. Completely unfair. You shouldn't be allowed to use tools like that.
Mario.
He's heading for the square. Go get him. Okay. And what do you know? He escaped into the graffiti. Mario tries spraying it with water. Wow, where have we seen this before? A painting you can jump into? I'm like, again, I haven't played a lot of this, but I'm assuming that's how it's gonna work. That this is gonna be the world's road to the big windmill. Episode 1. Okay. Like you were in such a hurry last time I saw you. It wasn't me. It was my evil twin. come back when you're ready for pair of sunglasses. Yeah, depending on what you do, you unlock like different paths. Alright, let's go. Okay, so now you finally start to see like how the game benefits from, again, 1080p widescreen. Shame that is locked at 30 FPS. Climbing on the ropes. Okay. This was an interesting take on a Mario 3D World. It was like a mix between like Mario Paint and open world 3D Mario game. Like that's why it's, like I was saying, it's weird, right? Some people really like this game and some people don't. But that's why I was like really interested in this, and that's why I'm really interested in 3D World that is coming out, because they're the Mario games that are different, right? Because even though like that's why Galaxy was great as well. Like even though like Odyssey is just another 64 if you think about it, right? So it's these games that do something weird and interesting with the Mario formula, find more fascinating. Like that type 3D platformer, but like add something on top of it. Find it way more interesting to play. Ooh, there's an M there. What do we do? You got a blue coin, collect 10 of them and visit the bathhouse in... Okay. There's an arrow that points that away. Probably working to go over, or... You know it's 30 FPS, it runs pretty well. Locked 30, but... So, Galaxy is 60, but it was 60 on the Wii version as well, so I'm assuming that it's just that they didn't want to... They just wanted to stick to what the games were when they came out. Likewise, people are disappointed they didn't do more work with these. Again, though, this 1080p on widescreen. This has had a lot of work done to it and benefited most from getting HD. Uh-oh, I'm out of water. So to refill your water, just definitely puddle or pond or water source. Which way are we going? Oh, what do you know? A piranha plant that is filled with... I mean, they say graffiti in the story, but... Alright, I'm kind of curious what it does here. Does it boot me back out or does it let me continue from here? Um, Aldefino police are investigating a possible connection between recent graffiti incidences and the loss of contact with Banneker Hills and Rico Harbor. Mario? Welcome back. We're so glad you're safe. This vacation has just been a whirlwind of bizarre events, huh? And now the boat to the hotel isn't even running. I wonder what triggers unlocking new worlds. Welcome. I suppose you're here for that. And blue coins. Okay. Already I'm like looking at this and I'm seeing like so many similarities with Galaxy. Alright, so it's talking about a harbor. I'm assuming that's where they're next. That's where the next painting probably is. Let me jump back into this one because I'm kind of curious if... like, what's the next path? Alright, episode 2. Does it start from the same position each time? It does. Uh-oh. Danger, the bridge is out. Use my hover nozzle to cross. Alright, got it. Yeah, this plays pretty tight though. Maybe it's just because I'm just coming from 64. stick feels a bit clunky. But it's nice to have like right stick is just free moving camera, and it's pretty responsive as well, even though 30 FPS. I was playing this on the Switch controller, the portable one that are on the Switch. Movement, you have to be way more precise because the range of movement on those analog sticks are just like you haven't got enough. But if you've got the Pro controller plugged in, or like right now I'm using the Mayflash and I'm using a third-party controller, so you've got way more range of movement. The only problem with that would be with third-party controllers, or if you're using a Mayflash or the 8-bit Do controllers or anything like that. We're going to play Galaxy next, and as you're going to see in Galaxy, it does have motion control stuff. Either your third-party controllers are going to have motion controls, or you're going to have to use the Switch controller or the Pro controller, because they kept the motion control stuff in. But for these first two games, don't really need. Alright, hold on, let me get rid of this. Can I get rid of it? I'm not even. Maybe hover around it is the way. That's the play. Alright, we should jump out any second now again. Want to have a quick look at Galaxy as well. I don't want this first look video to go on forever. I thought it'd be good to show off each game like quickly, just so you can see what it is. Yeah, but this Sunshine definitely benefited the most from this. Even though only 30 FPS, it's the best way to play Sunshine now. Piranha Plant with Raven Trunks on, I want to say. Is this a boss fight? Okay, let's do this boss fight and then we'll switch up. I'm assuming the same. Aim for the mouth. Take this H2O. Come on, open sesame. Oh, I'm assuming we stamp on his belly. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, okay. Yeah, movement totally works in this. I know it's not got the Switch controller has not got analog triggers, or even if you're using a third-party controller with analog triggers, it still won't register that because the Switch doesn't recognize analog triggers. It totally plays totally fine. Yeah, I'll go with that sentence. They've modified the controls a bit where one holds in place and press another button, then use the left stick to move your nozzle. Yeah, it plays totally fine. Like if you hadn't played the original, you would think that okay, it was totally meant to just play like this. Uh-oh. Alright, the rest of us wrong. Did I miss that? Take that. There's our next star. All right, let's collect this star and let's jump out and move over to Galaxy. Save and quit. Return to title screen. Okay. Yeah, let's jump into Galaxy. Obviously, this is gonna look the best because it was the game that came out. It was the newest game in the collection, right? It only came out in 2007. It was on the Wii. On the Wii, obviously, it was maximum 480p and 60 FPS. So they've kept the 60 FPS but bumped it up to 1080p, and it was widescreen there and it's widescreen here, but it was like anamorphic widescreen. Like it wasn't it's getting into technical details. I don't know if you can call it air quotes real widescreen. So this will again still look a lot better. I still play this on my Wii on my big screen telly, even though I've got like a HDMI modified switch thing converter. It still doesn't look the best. So when I was testing this a little bit, the jump is like, it looks so crisp. Yeah, this uses motion controls, and if you press R, it centers the pointer in the middle of the screen, depending where you are. Totally works fine as well, pretty responsive. And if you remember, there's like spin moves and everything in Galaxy. Those still work with like if you shake your controller, and you can shake your controller to do those spin moves and like move your point around to collect all the star bits. And again, still like totally works fine. All right, the start of this is also pretty slow, so we might jump back in a little bit later. It takes a while until it unlocks all the moves and everything. We just show like a little bit in the beginning. Yeah, this game's art still like, this is not like everybody loves Galaxy. I'm gonna be honest, Galaxy is nowhere near
I'll be waiting for you at the castle.
my favorite. Like the lot of the orientation switching and aspect switching and upside down. So let me just show you. So I'm moving my pointer around here to collect all the star bits like you did in the original. You don't need a Wii remote. The camera went back to like 64 style. There's not like a free moving camera in this section anyway. Is that you got to move left or right. What if it changes? I think it changes later. We haven't unlocked our spin dash move yet, so we'll unlock that later. That's why I want to jump back. Bowser's gonna be getting up to his Bowser ways. But yeah, straight away after playing those other two and coming to this, I was like, wow. And I was probably playing this last year, and I was like, at 480p, you just don't realize like how good the art style is. Like some of the like it almost has like a Kirby Dreamland, like the chalk vibes, and I totally wasn't picking that up at 480p. Maybe I just haven't played it in a little while, but even though the sunshine benefits the most in this collection, like this totally fits. You could feel like this was made just like this. Like this doesn't look like a, I mean some of the cutscenes do, but like when you're playing, this doesn't look like a up-res game. You like, this could be a stylized 3D Mario platformer game on current consoles. So yeah, this looks great. Like, not here, this is like cutscenes. This is the only bit you can tell, but when you're in game, yeah, this takes a little while to start. I'll jump back in about 10 minutes time. Whereas with this video is gonna go on forever. We'll be right back. Was it Princess Rosalina? I can't remember what her name was in this. Rosalina? Right, got it. Rosalina. I watch over the... Okay, save your special ones. You'll need to... How to travel through space. Luma can give you the power I will trust. Okay, I think I finally get my spin. Move now. You have the ability to spin now. Shake. You can also spin with Y. I do appreciate that they added spin with Y. So yeah, in a second, we'll after we do the first world, we'll come to a hub world. But yeah, I think that's, if I'm remembering correctly, that's one change. So I can shake my controller left or right to spin. But on the Wii, I think it was only spin. And then you use your spin, obviously, to break things. Also use your spin move to... Hi there, good to see you. I have some bad news though. See, I had a launch start all ready for you, but Meteor smashed it up. You can't leave without it, so find all the star chips to fix it. Oh, and be sure not to fall in the black hole. Okay. Yeah, so the game really gets started now. Yeah, but if you look at like some of the texture on like these mini worlds, right? Like that looks like felt there. It really benefits from, you know, I know it's still 60 FPS, but yeah, it really benefits from 1080p. And again, I want to say like real widescreen, not anamorphic. Yeah, this could totally be a Wii U or a Switch game, like artistically, you know. It's just I'm finding myself, I'm using the L button a lot to reorientate my aspect, because I don't know if I get along with the whole you go upside down, like, because obviously Galaxy, this game's whole gimmick is that like where in other games, hold on, sorry, where in other games it was like you go for a painting or whatever and there's a different world. Here is like everything's like an astral object, and that's kind of like the gimmick of this game. And everything is like, here's another astral object, and I've got to go around it to figure out the puzzles. But yeah, it can get like disorienting, like because a lot of the times you're doing stuff like this, and sometimes you can reorientate your camera straight. For some puzzles, they like keep your camera locked, or you're looking at things upside down. It's an interesting choice though, right? So with 3D platformers, it was always get me out of here. One of those enemies should have a key. Once you're stunned, just run into them. If the Mario 3D platformers always had like kind of issue with cameras, so here they decided to, oh, we're gonna even make it where you're upside down with your camera. Transform. Yeah, I thought like without the Wii remote, the stuff that, because the main reason you used your pointer was for like collecting bits. There are like 1 or 2 puzzles where you have to point at certain stars or certain like objects to like you use their gravity to zoom into. But it works totally fine. Like, you know how on the Wii, if you remember, like especially when the Wii Plus controller came out, you constantly had to put the controller down and like reset its position because it would drift out. But it's just simply like press R, and wherever you are, it would just drift back into the position to come back to the middle. So yeah, it works totally fine. I do wish like they've added, unless I'm remembering this wrong, I don't think spin was on a button. I think it was you had to do a motion control. So the fact that they've added that there, I don't know, maybe they could have totally got rid of the motion controls. Again, actually no, I'm wrong. I'm just like contradicting myself, because there are 1 or 2 puzzles where you literally need the pointer. They couldn't totally get rid of it. So this is like the best they could manage. But yeah, it works totally fine. Better than I thought it would. Yeah, best looking, best performing Mario 3D game in the collection. And artistically, definitely still the one that holds up easily the best. I think the main issue for people with this is going to be like if they can get used to the whole aspects are always weird. People praise this game like highly. Some people think this is probably the best 3D Mario game ever made. This or the second one, but like the Galaxy games down here. I'm waiting for you. All right, come on. Okay, I already remember this puzzle, so we can do it. Beforehand. Yeah, okay, I got it. Yeah, I really feel like going back to the Switch version. I'm trying to remember. Did they have the spin dash? And I wonder if I take my Switch controllers out of the Joy-Con and it feel like, because when you played on the Wii, it was like analog stick and Wii remote in separate hands, right? I wonder if it feels exactly the same. Actually, hold on. While I'm it's just right now. Okay. So yeah, right is the pointer. All right, let me play like this for a couple minutes. I can actually tell you, does it feel like you're holding a nunchuck on a Wii remote? All right, and this is Galaxy's like overworld screen, where you access the different observatories. I don't think I ever completed Galaxy. I remember I had Galaxy 1 and 2, and everybody rated Galaxy 2 so highly. They said it was better than 1. I was trying to get through Galaxy 1 as quick as possible to play 2, because I just didn't want to jump to 2. Had a backlog back of games. And I was like, all right, let me complete the first one. And it was a real chore for me to complete the first one. I just wanted to get to the second one, which also kind of makes it weird as well, because a lot of people say the second one is better and is not in the collection. So like how they did with 3D World, and they're releasing it separately. People are now wondering, I wonder if they go about like releasing Galaxy 2 separately, or I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna X through a lot of this. Uh, that's a menacing Bowser.
Please. Look.
All right, got it. It's nice that you use the right Switch Joy-Con to point, and also the R R button is also what is used for like recentering your Joy-Con. Was this the observatory? Wait, what did oh, there's also like a co-op mode here. A co-star mode. So I think yeah, Joy-Con 2 can turn into like shoot star bits, aim the pointer if you want to have that option there. Uh all right, got it. Come on. So they change it in handout mode. You actually use touchscreen. So here's what I was talking about. Uh, like there's certain bits you would need the Joy-Con, right? Because you have to point and click. All right, come on. We got it. We got it. All right, let's go. So yeah, in each observatory, there's like 4 worlds. There's a couple of worlds, and then there's a couple of observatories. All right, let's go. Yeah, so initially when I got this collection, I was like, okay, I'm getting it to play Sunshine at HD, but like now I'm totally realizing that this is actually a very good way to also play Galaxy. Like I thought it would miss out a lot because you know, like the Wii remote stuff was so important to it, but no, it totally works here with the Joy-Cons. Yeah, it plays perfectly even. You know, I can shake my right Joy-Con to not only point, but also quickly spin. Like the only difference here is like when I'm using the Joy-Cons, obviously the Wii nunchuck, the analog stick on that was better. But this looks so crisp. It's actually enjoyable to play this on my big 15 screen right now. This just makes me more annoyed that Galaxy 2 wasn't on this. I wonder, what do they do with that? I doubt it. They do DLC for a collection. Either. Wow, I'm playing brilliantly. Oh, no. Okay, hold on. Should probably collect this coin. Alright, where's that last piece? Wow. Yep, pointer is working brilliantly. Alright, spin move. Got it. Oh, I messed that up. Hold on. Do I butt stomp it? Do that. Shows that how technology has improved a lot, because for the Wii you needed the light sensor bar and everything, and here like pointer controls work so well. I'm surprised that we don't have more light gun shooting style games on the Switch, because the Joy-Cons work so well as a pointer. Watch out, after you spin once, you have to wait until your Luma comes back before you can spin again. If I go first person here and just look around, just to hold on, let me just to show you, right? Man, 1080p benefits this game so much. Such a good looking game. All right, we'll do this. I think there's the mini boss fight here, and I think it'll be a good first look. 3D All Stars collection. Uh-oh. Wow. I shoot star bits at it. I'm totally to slow it down. Don't waste all your star bits though, you use them for speed running. Wow, I'm actually very impressed with how the Joy-Cons feel on move when you take them out the grip and hold them like in each hand. The pointer function works so much better. That's probably, I'd recommend that how you play. This just makes me sad that Galaxy 2 wasn't also in the collection. Yeah, I didn't think this would be my favorite game in the collection. This totally is. I thought I was coming to this just for Sunshine. But it plays perfectly, and those are all right, got it. And yeah, it looks so well. It looks translate so well to 1080p, just brings out the graphics so much. Right, let me put these Joy-Cons back in the grip. And I think with that, we're gonna probably call this a good first look at Super Mario 3D All Stars collection. It hasn't got collection on it, but collection. Again, I know this came out a couple of months ago, so we're coming to this late. Yeah, but like I pointed out in the beginning of this video, like if you are interested in this, I don't usually go out my way to say, oh, you shouldn't buy a game if I'm doing a first look on it, because that's totally, those purchasing decisions are totally up to them. The only thing that is going to be weird with this, once again, is the fact that they said that they're going to stop selling this in March. So if this comes, like, I can see the price of this going up, you know, and even if they do release this piecemeal and digital and separately, it would just probably end up being expensive anyway. So for the prices going for now, for the collection of free games that are there, if you are interested, just keep that date in mind, is the only thing I would say. So yeah, this will be going up as a highlight over on Twitch and YouTube. If you're watching this on Twitch or YouTube, don't forget to hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like if you liked the video, leave a comment, let me know what you thought, what's your favorite game in the collection. Are you would you have liked to have seen more from this? Are you going to be picking up before March? It'll be interesting to see what happens after that date. Don't forget we stream a couple of times a week over on Twitch, got a community Discord and the Twitter. Post there all the time. Come check us out there. All that information will be in the description. Anyway, we're gonna call it with this one. Much love. Peace.